everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant, and my YouTube channel is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Happy 4th of July to those of you that are celebrating the 4th of July. Do know I'm just coming on really quick to answer two questions, a two-part question, but I just wanted to come on and let you guys know that you will be joining me at the picnic later on, the family picnic of the other tribal members. So I'll take you out there so you can see everybody and they can say hello to you so you can join me. But I just wanted to come on really quick to do a quick video on a question that was asked. One of the question was, what was the question? I got to think back what the question was. The question is should I let the new supply, warn the new supply of the narcissist? And the second one, it was kind of like a statement and a question was, what my biggest fear is that this new supply has finally won the heart of the narcissist. Well, nobody wins the heart of the narcissist. The narcissist doesn't even like themselves. And so let's go to the first question is, should I tell the new supply about the narcissist? The answer is no. Now let's move on to the next question. No, serious, but first of all, no one told you about the narcissist, right? Most of you didn't have this type of knowledge or training or education to teach you about what narcissism was. Now that you have the information, you can make better choices. However, many of you, in order to, a lot of you made decisions based off of your personal experience with that narcissist. What point does it serve for you to say anything to this new supply? You look messy, you look desperate. And remember, in the last video about the smear campaign, they started the smear campaign long before they left you. And so the smear campaign, continues even within this new supply relationship. And then you have to remember in their life, their whole life consists of playing, operating on a chess game with every person that they get with. They always anticipate your move and they always anticipate your move and your reaction and your responses and justify it. So 9 times out of 10, and it never fails, when they were sucking in and love bombing this new supply, they've already laid out, what you're going to say and how you're going to react and respond. Well, who doesn't know how a hurt person, is going to respond or react? Because they've been with you long enough so they know how you react. They know if you crazy and you'll blow up something. They know if you come around with a pistol, they know. But a lot of times what they do is they know everything that they've done to you. And so what they do is they think ahead and they let the new supply know. They take that story and then they give an explanation and justification of what they've done to you. And so by the time, if you go and connect, they'll say, see, I told you she was crazy. See, I told you she was messy, or he was messy, or I told you they're very vindictive, or they're trying to destroy your career, or they're trying to, they'll try to smear your name. Everything that they do, they anticipate and answer and justify, and they put that on, remember, project on you. And so if you try to contact that new supply, first of all, you have to remember they love bombed them so good, they've smeared your name so well that they've created a flying monkey and what the young kids call a ride or die, right? So they'll fight with the narcissist against you because now you're the enemy. She wants me back or he wants me back, and he doesn't know how to let go. She doesn't know just how to let go. But when you just discard someone, you discard someone and just walk off, they're in shock. So of course, one of the reactions is fight, flight, freeze, what is going on? Please give me, you want answers, you want closure. What is going on? Why did you do me like, why are you with her? Why are you with him? What if they don't have, but the path has already been, well, not the path, but the game of chess, they've already anticipated and given justification and given answers to that supply. So now you look like the crazy one. And remember, it's a matter of be quiet. Don't play into the game. Second of all, remember in the smear campaign, you stay quiet. The mask of the narcissist always falls off. They start devaluing the new supply no sooner than they connect with them because they don't like themselves. They love themselves so much and they hate themselves so much at the same time. So that if you actually love or hate them, they devalue you because they don't like themselves either. So how can you like me? So you don't have any value either. And remember, they put them on this pedestal, and a narcissist finds something about that individual that they want. They want something from that individual. A lot of times we talk about money, prestige, the ability to care for, be a caretaker, not a caregiver, that they need someone to, basically catch them every time they jump off of a building. But there's something that they want. A lot of times the money, the reputation, they connect. And a lot of them will patiently work on you to get their hands into your pocket. And especially if they're like the somatic kind, where they're really into material possessions and they're running out of money and they're they're in debt and you have money, they want to connect with you because it helps them maintain their reputation. But they work very, very hard to keep that primary source in place while they have other secondary sources. And secondary sources doesn't mean just one person. Secondary sources means they working on a whole bunch of different secondary sources. That's why a lot of times when with the primary source goes through a lot of emotional pain. And if they've left you at a level 10 and you barely could handle it, what makes you think that they didn't go to them at a level 10? They didn't come in at a level 10. They have to ease their way in there because they put a mask on them. And that's just like with a new car smell. Remember with a new car smell, you know, that leather smell, that new car smell, you love it. And we try to recreate that smell because you love it so much. And some of y'all cars stink. You need to go wash the car out. Now that was funny, but the new car smell, you're trying to recreate this new car smell and you'll never get that new car smell back because it's the glue. That's what you're smelling is the glue inside of the car, is that new car smell, that new leather smell. But you can't recreate that. You can't recreate what that narcissist provided for you, that illusion that narcissist provided for you, because it never existed. That person never existed. It was just a ploy to get you and to pull you in, to lock you in. Even with marriage, it was a tool used, or a weapon used to pull you in. But, you know, they don't look at marriage the same way you do. So with this new supply, the mask starts slipping and they start getting impatient when they can't get what they want. They've already, you know, they grow bored very easy. And so you've given them everything that they wanted. They just want that one more thing and they can't get it. But they've already started scoping new supply. And so with that new supply, they're already scoping new supply. And trust you me, the mask has slipped. Now, some of the things that might be going through that new supply's head is, first of all, some of them are just ignorant. So, you know, they're going to fight with the narcissist. But there comes a time where you can guarantee you, because that is their nature. That's what they do. And then they discard this new supply. For some of you, they'll contact you because now they're hurt. And a lot of you have contacted the old supply to talk to the old supply. This is where you become the old Jedi. You know, this is when you become Master Yoda, where you do the teaching once you get beyond your hurt and pain, because they're going to call you in pain. And you're going to recognize exactly, I knew it. You know, they're going through the same thing. Now they're asking you questions. You see what I mean? Some of it won't. Some of them are, you know, they're too ashamed to do that because they realize I made a big mistake. And sometimes you just have to watch and play the game because you don't even know what you got. That snake is about to bite. Ooh, excuse me. That snake is getting ready to bite. And for some of the supply, as the mask starts slipping, they start to realize, they start watching, and a lot of stuff that was said about you, they begin to notice in the narcissist. And so they begin to question, like, I wonder if he was really that crazy. I wonder if she was really that crazy, because everything that he or she has said about that ex-supply, that ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, you know, they're manifesting or they're displaying that very same thing that they just said. And a lot of supplies begin to question, you know, I think I made a mistake. I rushed into this and I sided with this individual, and I'm beginning to see some things that is not comfortable. I'm beginning to see some things that they have talked about. Maybe the ex wasn't as crazy as I thought they were, you know. And trust you me, if you have a somatic narcissist and that new supplies with a somatic narcissist that you know is a cheater at heart, a pathological cheater, if they didn't get it right with you, they're not going to get it right with a new supply. So guarantee you, they may have stopped cheating for a moment to gain the trust of that supply, but that's in their nature. They can't help themselves. That's what they're going to do. And so 9 times out of 10, that new supply has caught them. You know, has already caught them, and they love bombed them back in and apologized and bought some things or whatever they had to do to hoover them back in to get them stabilized. And they stop cheating for a minute to get that primary source stabilized again. And then they go back out doing what they do. And you can tell, because you can look at, and I'm not telling you guys to go look at these people's social medias. Leave these new supplies alone. Don't look at their social media. But if you have the strength to do it and you did it, okay, no problem. It doesn't bother you more. But some of you guys are not ready for that. But you'll notice that the new supply was vibrant, looked good, you know, was younger than you, had a lot going for themselves, handsome guy with a 6-pack, you know, beautiful woman, you know, and then eventually within time you begin to see them and it's like they're drained, they're tired, They're emotionally fatigued. You can see it in their pictures. You can see it, how they look, how they dress. They don't dress the same way anymore. You can almost see the energy that this narcissist has sucked out of their life. You can look at your own pictures and see how bad you looked at one time when you were with them. And if you're in a relationship and you start to look really bad, that's a bad relationship. Because in a relationship, you guys should be growing and looking good and complimenting each other. Both you guys are vibrant. That when one of you guys look like the crypt keeper, and you start looking like you came out of a coffin, or you losing weight, or you almost 500, 600 pounds, you morbidly obese, and you can see it on pictures. That's just like with that new supply. Eventually, don't, and a lot of them are too ashamed to admit that they made a mistake, but yet they're being tormented privately. And so what you see on pictures, those pictures of them hugged up and smiling, and this is my boo, and don't believe that. That's just a show, because they're too ashamed and too embarrassed to admit, I think I made a mistake. Some new sources of supply wake up and realize, I made a horrible mistake. I made a terrible mistake. Not, I just made a mistake. I made a mistake again. Because a lot of them got out of relationships like that. And when they get back into a narcissistic relationship, it's worse than the one that they had before. They don't downgrade, they upgrade. So that new source of supply is connected with a narcissist. Oh, they upgraded to a worse one that they had before, because the next one, the game was a little better than the old one. And so 9 times out of 10, they're already emotionally stable and jump right into a relationship with this narcissist. And so it's worse than what it was before. So your fear of, what I fear the most is that this individual, has finally won the heart of the narcissist. No one wins the heart of the narcissist. And you need to stop worrying about that, because if they left, count it as a blessing, because now is your time to heal. Sometimes the stuff that is left, you need to let it go, close that door and walk away and let it go, because you weren't strong enough to detach from it. And so hopefully this answered the question concerning, should I tell the new supply? And, I wonder what's going on over there. I did a video on this before. Is the narcissist really doing better with the new supply? And the answer is no. They are who they are, and they don't change. Sometimes it takes longer for the mask to fall off, depending on what they're trying to get from this new supply, or what is their, or how much supply this new supply has, how much fuel this new supply has. And I'm telling you, but even in the midst of pursuing what this new supply has, that mask slips off, their personality comes out. It does. And then they realize it happens. Then they have to, oh my gosh, let me put the mask back on. So don't believe everything you see. The grass is not greener on the other side. And you can, you don't have to tell that new supply that, but 9 times out of 10 in their mind, they're thinking, I've got myself in a big mess. But that narcissist knows how to put a Band-Aid on it with some anesthetics to keep that wound from hurting really, really bad. It's like a pain reliever, or a pain reliever or a pain pill. They give them a pain pill, but the problem is still there. And it sedates them, into like, well, okay, maybe it's not that bad, or I know he's changing, or I have a problem. I have post-traumatic stress, or, that's what I'm working on. This is the problem that I had in my last relationship, but I'm telling you, you're the one that I want. I didn't want her. That's why it was worse, but, I'm working on it, and you're the only man or woman that understands me. Oh, they give it to you. You take that little fiddle, like in the military, like take that little fiddle and play that little fiddle, But hopefully that answered your question. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have not already, please join me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Hit the bell. I upload Tuesday through Friday with pre-recorded videos, and then on Sundays I come on live between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so please join me when I come on live. And then I also have a professional Facebook page, Psychological Health Consultants and Services, and I also have my book Facebook page, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. So if you have not ordered my book yet, it is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You can find it in the link below the YouTube video, and I put the links on there. You can purchase it from Amazon. You can get it in Kindle, or you can do it in Barnes & Noble. You can do it in ebook. And thank you guys so much. For those of you that ordered the book, share it with your teenagers, because most of you guys don't realize some of your teenagers are already in these type of relationships and they don't know what's going on. Your young adults, get them the book. Hey, this lady right here that bobs her head all the time and always has these different hairstyles, she wrote a book. Read this book. Introduce them to my videos, so they can learn something, because some of these teenagers are going through this already. And some of them are coming out of, family relationship where the parent was the narcissist, remember? And so thank you guys so much. much. I appreciate you guys. I'm coming back later on, so stay tuned, okay? So I'm going to get out to the picnic, and when we get out to the barbecue, I'm going to come on live so you guys can see everybody and say hello, okay? So thank you guys once again. Go be great.